In this video, I'm going to show you how to organize your time, tasks, and checklist with Google for your maximum productivity. Alright, so let's start with time blocking. Now the purpose of this is to make you aware of your available time and make sure that you're doing what you need to be doing. So let's start with making reoccurring events, and this is going to include like sleeping, work, classes, eating, lunch, whatever that is. So for example, let's create a workout event. Of course, this is going to be about an hour every single day from Monday through Friday, and it's going to be around this time. As well, I like to add an emoji to make sure it gives a little more aesthetic to it. And of course, one more thing is that I'm able to attach a file to this, and because I use Google Sheets, I'm just going to go here with the Google Drive and attach it right here on in. So when I'm notified that it's time for my workout, I just have to go on the file and click it.
Yeah, boy.
But of course, this works as well if you have a syllabus, meeting notes, or project file for any of your events. Now that we are done making all the different events, now we're going to move on to add some color and categorization. Alright, so let's create some specific calendars for their own category. For example, we're going to create one for sleep, for working out, and work. Now we're going to use a different color for each calendar, and of course, we can also change the notification of each one. Either if it's no notifications, if we want it to let us know when it starts, or perhaps 30 minutes before. Now that we have done that, we're gonna come back to each event we already created and change its calendar, and it will automatically change its color with it. Alright, so now we can move on to non-reoccurring events. For example, you have a coffee meeting with Elon Musk. First thing you can do is invite people to it so that they can accept it through their email, and you get a notification if they decline it or can't make it. Then we're going to go on to the location. We are going to meet in Starbucks, so here I'm going to type in the address. Okay, but now I'm going to show you something really cool, and that is going to be a notification of when to leave when your event is about to happen in order for you to get there in time. And this is not something that I see many people talk about enough. Alright, and to do this, we're going to click on this map icon right here, and now we're going to go over to the right side and select directions on this set location, and then we're going to go and click this button that says add to calendar. And what that's going to do is set a reminder to let us know when we have to leave to get there on time. Now, if you have a virtual meeting, you can also paste a link in this area so it's easier for you to access. Alright, now we are done with that, let's move on to Google Tasks. Now, this is going to be very useful for items that are like assignments for a class, work deadlines, or things that needs to get done at a certain event. Alright, so let's say that for this event, which is a study time, we decided to complete this essay for this class. But of course, we didn't finish as we were distracted by something else, so we're gonna move it again over to the next study session. Now, of course, when you mark done, it's gonna fade into a darker shade. Okay, so I actually forgot to go over this part, but as you can see, we go onto settings, then we scroll down a bit, and then we find, let's see, this view options, and then when we put that second to last option, replace the brightness and past events, and that is going to give us what I am talking about right here. And then let me go on to how it's gonna look for the tasks. And it's going to signal you that you already did it, and this is going to be very useful for, let's say you forget to move it, but you have seen that everything else in this time has moved onto faded because there are events, but not this task because you have not completed it. Okay, now what I'm about to show you is really simple, but as well really cool, especially if you forget to take out your clothes from the dryer or washer when you're doing your laundry. Alright, and to do this, first we're gonna place a first reminder that will remind us to put our laundry into the washer. After that, we're gonna move the reminder about 30 minutes because that's how long the washer takes for me. And then it's gonna remind me again, and this time I'm going to take the clothes out of the washer and put them into the dryer. Then I'm gonna move it about an hour because that's how long the dryer lasts, and then it's gonna remind me to take the clothes out and fold them. And of course, now I can mark done. Alright, so now let's move on to Google Keep for our checklist. And of course, it's going to be 2 uses. The first one being processes. Does that say smash that like button? Huh. If you did, thank you very much. This is going to be extremely useful for work or school where you have to do certain steps every single time. So for example, we're gonna add a link to this YouTube task and ensure that the details are linked to this checklist right here. Now when we click on this task, we're going to go to this checklist, and only until we have completed every single step on this checklist, we're going to be able to finish done on the task. Now the second use of these checklists is going to be a to-do list. This is going to be for things like groceries, bill payments, or your taxes even. Now there is a requirement / recommendation for this, and that's to make an event every single week blocked out for you to tackle this checklist. And the way that you should organize this should be in a way that you put the most important things at the very top. And of course, if they're big tasks, you can break them down into 4s or 8s. Just make sure you keep checking things off. Now of course, there's a lot more to all of this, but what you should be able to see or look out for is the things that you are doing wrong about your productivity. And if you want to know about that, you should definitely watch this video right here. I'll see you on the next video. Stay sharp, Improvement Gang.